Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, August 4th, and I am reading The Bewitching, which is fantasy horror and one of my anticipated releases, and having a lot of fun with this one. And also earlier today I started The Heroes, which is also fantasy, and it is the fifth, I think, book in the First Law world, and it's the second standalone, basically. And I'm only 58 pages in, so I don't have, really much, or honestly anything to say. All that I've gathered is that there is, again, a war going on, or at least like starting, between the Union and the North. That's all I've gathered, basically. But I'm very happy to be back in this world, and I've already seen a bunch of familiar characters. And honestly, like, something that is concerning me is, like, in the beginning, like before the story starts, it has like 5 pages of characters and like to what army basically they belong, and there is no way I'm gonna memorize all of that, because like it literally says order of battle and has sense like the Union, and has like different divisions, commands, parts of the army. So like, and then it has the North and like same thing. So there is no way I'm memorizing who all of these people are and like to what division, army, people they belong. There is literally no way. So I just flipped through those pages and did not even attempt to memorize any of that. And I'm just gonna go with the flow, go with the vibes, and hope for the best, really. So there's that. And yeah, like I said, I'm reading The Bewitching, and I was 37% in, but I've already read a bit today, and I am now 53% in, and I'm having a lot of fun with this one. It's about witches, and they're basically following like 3 different characters in like 3 different years. We have Alba in 1908, we have Betty maybe in 1934, and we have Minerva in 1998. And basically there were like these appearances in all of these years, like people more or less connected to our main characters, and these appearances are, I think, all connected to witches. And we have already gotten some like creepy scenes with the witches and like stuff happening that it shouldn't be happening. And like I said, there are people that have gone missing, and Minerva is like the one investigating. Like, she's sort of investigating the one like disappearance that happened in her year, but she's actually like way more invested in the disappearance that happened in 1934, because that was actually like the inspiration for a book that a friend of the girl that disappeared wrote, and Minerva is like researching that for her work like in college. And in 1908 we are actually following Minerva's great-grandmother, so it's also like a story that Minerva like sort of knows. And actually I think that's the one that I'm liking the most, like the 1904 chapters, because like so far it's the one where the most creepy things have happened, and like we have really seen like witches. So I'm having a lot of fun with that story. And actually in the 1934 one there is a Portuguese character. Like, he has barely appeared, but there's a Portuguese character, and that's always fun for me to find, like either someone that speaks Portuguese for some reason, or like something that's written in Portuguese, or a Portuguese character. Always super fun. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really liking the creepy vibe, and I'm actually pretty invested like in all of the years that we're following and like all of the characters that we're following. So I'm having a lot of fun with that one. And obviously these are going to be the 2 books that I'm going to be focusing on during this week. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read any more than this, because I have plans like during Saturday and Sunday, so I probably won't be reading much during the weekend. So I only have the week, and this week is actually like my last week of work before the holidays, so it's gonna be kind of packed. So I also don't think I'm gonna have like that much time to read during the week, sadly, because like I am actually like in a reading mood, and I'm liking both of the books that I'm reading. I mean, this one I'm not that much far into it, but what I've read I've enjoyed. and this one I'm halfway through and I'm having a great time. So yeah, I hope I really get to read. At least I hope I get to finish both of these. And yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't know after this. Yeah. So like I was saying, I have plans on Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, I'm gonna go, like, have lunch, like a family lunch, like my second cousin's house, I guess. Second cousin. He's like my mom's cousin. So I guess he's my second cousin. Yeah, in his house. And then on Sunday, like honestly, on Sunday, I'm still not entirely sure if I'm gonna go to the Plains or not, but it's like another family gathering. So yeah, I don't know. At least on Saturday I have plans. On Sunday, I'm unsure. And yeah, like I also said, this is my last week of work before the holidays. So like I'm very excited to, get this week over with, but at the same time, like it feels like it's never gonna end. It's only Monday, and actually today was at the biobank, which as usual is not fun. So yeah, I'm also gonna be at the biobank on Wednesday. And I mean, actually it wasn't like too bad, but also wasn't too good. It's never too good. It's never even good, period. So, there's that. But yeah, it's only today that already happened. And then Wednesday, and then the other days is just, my actual work. So yeah. Tomorrow is gonna be fine. Thursday and Friday are hopefully also gonna be fine. And I think on Friday, my parents are actually gonna come get me here, because since I'm gonna, then go home and stay home for a few weeks, there's a bunch of things that I want to take from here, like to my parents' house. And there's no way I can take all that I want to take with me in the train. So they're actually gonna get me. I think we're gonna like have lunch together, and then they're gonna like stay here until I finish work. Because like my mom's already on holiday, and my dad is able to like take the afternoon off to come help. So yeah, and then after I'm done at work, we are gonna go home. We might actually go to the medieval fair that is like kind of like between here and my hometown. So like we might go there because it's kind of on the way. So we might have like dinner there or something. I think we did that last year actually, because they also came to help me get my stuff like before the holiday. So we might do that again. But yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of plans that I am still unsure about, as you can probably tell. So yeah, that is all that I had to say. I've been talking for way longer than I expected. So yeah, that is definitely everything that I had to say, and welcome to the vlog. Hello, so it is Thursday and technically Friday, but as usual we are gonna ignore that. And I have reading updates, and I finished a book, and I am 40% into another book. So I think maybe we'll go first with The Bewitching, because that's the one that I finished. And basically, I think I had already like talked about the premise of the book and like what I had sort of read when I started this vlog. And I don't know if it was in this vlog or like in the other video that I'm filming for that book and some other books that I said that I had a theory of like how some things were connected. and like how, like what happened in the 1934 timeline, but that I thought it was like a stretch to for that to happen. That I didn't think that was what was going to happen, or like what had happened, but actually was. So I guess my theory that I thought was like far-fetched was actually what happened. So there was that. We continue to get, more about the witches and like how they were affecting people in mostly, like, again, mostly in the oldest timeline, so like 1908. That's where you got most of the explanation about the witches. And then the rest we continue to follow, like Minerva investigating both the disappearance that happened in 1934, but also the one that was happening like currently, like in her timeline, like the person that had gone missing a couple months ago or something. And we also learned more about the disappearance that had happened in 1908, and also like some other people died under mysterious circumstances as well in 1908, and we were seeing that unfold as well. And like I said, that's where we got most of the information, and I really liked it. I think I continue to like the 1908 timeline the most, and I don't know why this always happens, but when I'm reading a book that has like various timelines, I almost always prefer the one that is like the most in the past. I don't know why, but mostly that is like what I prefer, or at least like not the most recent one, like not the present. The present is always the timeline that I like the least for some reason, and I don't really know why, but that's the thing that usually happens, and definitely also happened in this book. And yeah, I really liked it. I was very invested. I just wish we had gotten more like creepy, scary things, because we did get them in the 1908 story, but I don't think we got as much as I wanted in the other 2 years. So I definitely liked it. I definitely had a really good time, and I was definitely very invested. I mean, in especially like in the 1908 story, but in like I was invested in all of the stories, and I did like the characters, and yeah, definitely like to learn about the witches and all like how their magic worked. But so like I definitely had a really good time. I really really liked it, but I just wanted some more creepiness, some more like scary things. And I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars because, like I said, I really did enjoy it still, but it could have been scarier. But yeah, it was still a really good time, and like I said, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And yeah, the other book that I am reading is The Heroes. I think I had already started when I talked to you. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, to be very honest with you, but I am like a 40-ish%. I read, like, this book is divided into like days. So I read like the before and day 1, and like I'm just about to start day 2, and I'm on page 240 something, I think. Yeah, 43. So yeah, this is the 5th book in the First Law world, and the second of the like standalones that come after the first trilogy. And this is set, I think, 7 years after the end of the first trilogy. And there is basically a war going on between the Union, which is like where they have like the king, and then the territories like on the north of the Union. And we get the explanation of why this war is going on, which at first I was like, why is this even like, why are they at war again? But then we got the explanation on page 61. So I know why the war is going on, and we are basically following mostly like 3 characters, but then we sometimes get some random POVs of other people. But we are mostly following 3 characters, and we have a character that is like fighting for the Union, and then we have 2 characters that are fighting for the North. And we are, like I said, this is divided into days, and we saw basically the first day of the battle, which was, very brutal. Obviously, it's a war. And we also saw some other familiar faces, like characters that we have seen previously in the books in this world, and that was very fun. And especially like one of them, there's a character that like really annoys me, but at the same time they make the scene so much better, and like they know so much, and they have like so much power and so much knowledge and so much everything, so that like really like they steal the scene completely, and like they make the scenes so much better. Because like I think he was only in 2 scenes, but like those 2 scenes were so good, but at the same time he annoys me so much. And yeah, we've seen, like I said, some other familiar faces, and like it's going okay, but I'm definitely not like loving it. I'm not as obsessed with it as I expected to be. I'm not loving it as much as I love the other books in the series, which is quite sad, because I definitely was expecting to be absolutely obsessed with it. And yeah, like it's okay. I definitely want to see like the outcome of this war, but also I'm not really like that invested, and sometimes I'm kind of a little bored, which is sad, because usually I really like fight scenes, and even like scenes, they're like battle war, I like to read that. I think it's like very exciting to read, usually for me. But like in here, maybe it's because it's mostly like yes, there are action scenes, and yes, like obviously there's a lot happening, pretty chaotic. It's again a war, but at the same time, since it's just like almost this whole thing was a day, so even though a lot is happening, it's kind of like slow. I don't know if that is the issue. Maybe I think it's also because I'm not really connected to any of the characters, especially like the main characters that we're following. I don't particularly care about any of them, so I'm just like going along with what's happening, but I'm not like emotionally invested, you know? So yeah, there's that. I'm liking it. I am definitely not loving it. It's feeling like a 3-star, and I definitely expected this to be like 4 or above. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed for now, but I still have more than half of the book to go, so I hope I get more into it. But yeah, those are my updates, and that is all that I have read since the start of this week. And yeah, so today I went to, like after work, I went to meet my 2 friends to go like eat something, and it was very delicious, and it was also very fun. And we stayed together until like almost 9, and then like I got home and I was so tired. Like it took me out to be like outside until that time. Absolutely took me out, and I just napped from like 9:30 to 11, which honestly was like, it was such a great nap. I feel alive, you know, I feel awake. Now it's like almost 1 a.m. So I've been awake for 2 hours. Great. And like I woke up, I talked to my mom because she was like texting me like, are you alive? Like what's happening? So yeah, then she called. I was like, I fell asleep. So then she called for like 15 minutes maybe. It was very fast. And yeah, then I ate something, and yeah, now I'm here, and I procrastinated like filming for an hour. So that happened. I still need to like wash my dishes, and then I think I'm just gonna maybe watch some YouTube and then go to sleep again. So that's what's happening. And also yesterday I was at the biobank for the last time before my holidays, which was fantastic. Actually, like it was a pretty good day at the biobank. Like the morning was just normal, but in the afternoon we had 2 samples, which is crazy. Like on the one hand, it's great, it's only 2 samples, we barely have to, you know, do anything. But on the other hand, it's so boring because we just have to wait for like the centrifuges to centrifugate, and we're just there waiting because it's just 2 samples. Like it's so fast, so it's just basically waiting. So it's very boring to have like so little samples. I feel like 10, like 8 to 10 maybe is like the best amount of samples, at least like for me personally, because it's like not too many, but at the same time you're not just like waiting, you know. I feel like it was a good last biobank day before the holidays, so I'm glad for that. And yeah, today I had like some students in the morning. They're like in the lab for I think a month. One of them is for a month. I think the other is gonna be there for longer. And I think tomorrow I will also, one of them will also be with me, like watching what I'm doing basically. And yeah, tomorrow I'm actually, I don't know if I already mentioned this. I think I said that my parents were gonna come here and like get me, and we might go to the medieval fair. But I don't know if I mentioned that I'm gonna have lunch with them as well. Maybe I did. Honestly, I have no idea. So yeah, I'm gonna have lunch with my parents, and then I'm gonna go back to work again in the afternoon, and then I'm gonna meet them once again, and we are gonna go back to, my hometown, back home, and then I'm on holiday, and I have plans on Saturday and most likely Sunday. I think I had already said that as well. So am I planning on reading a lot during the rest of the week? Sadly, no. Sadly, I don't think I have that much time, honestly. So that's quite sad. Because, like, honestly, I mean, firstly, I thought I would be much further into this book than I am by now. But since I'm not, absolutely loving it, I'm definitely reading it slower than I thought I would, because I thought I would be devouring this, because I thought I would be obsessed with it. But I am not. So yeah, I'm definitely way like behind on my schedule for this book. I thought I would be like at least here by now, which is almost double of like what I've read. So yeah, I'm clearly behind, and I'm also not gonna be reading much. Like tomorrow, if I read, it's gonna be like after I get back to my parents' house, because I'm not gonna have my time on the train to read, because I'm going by car, and before that there's also no way I'm gonna be reading. So if I do read anything, it's gonna be at night at home, but I'm also probably gonna get home like late. So yeah, I don't know. And then on Saturday, again, if I do read, it will only be at night. And same thing on Sunday. So things are not looking up in terms of reading, especially because like I thought I would finish this book by Sunday or before, but I have like almost 400 pages. So that is 100% not happening, sadly. And yeah, so I do want to read as much as I can from this during the rest of the week. And I don't think I will start anything else. Maybe only like I'll start an audiobook if there's a time that I have to read, like to listen to an audiobook while I'm doing something else and like no time to physically read, like maybe I'll start an audiobook, but I also don't think that will be the case. So yeah, most likely I'll just read whatever I can from this. That will be that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to update you like Saturday evening, night, whenever I can. And hopefully I will have made some progress. Hopefully, but yeah, I'll definitely talk to you during the weekends. Okay, so it's way later than I meant to film this update because it's actually Sunday night. So yeah, I was either gonna update, I think I said Saturday, but like I was gonna either update on Friday night or Saturday night, and it's Sunday night. So yeah, but I have literally like not had time to update anything, because also like I don't have much to update in terms of reading, because I read like a bit of the heroes. I'm like here on page 340, which I don't think is even 100 pages after I last updated you. So like I can't really say much or anything, especially if it's like without spoilers. I don't think I literally have anything to say, but we are like on the second day of the battle, and battle is battling. People are going through things, and yeah, we've had like an experiment happening from like the magician. He had like an experiment that he wanted to try, and like it kind of didn't really go as planned. So that happened, and some people were kidnapped, and that's it. So yeah, I don't really have much update in terms of reading because I also haven't had time to read. So there's that. And what I can update you on is like what I have been doing, I guess. So on Friday, I did go to the medieval fair on like the way home, and it was very fun. It was like I wanted to buy a new skull because I have like two skulls. One I bought in Mexico, and the other one I bought last year at the medieval fair. And I was like telling my mom, I was like, once you have like more than one thing, you need to start making a collection. You know, that's how it works. And she was like, that is literally not how it works. But I wanted to buy a new skull anyway, because like now I do want to have a collection. And I did buy like a small skull because like all of the bigger ones that I saw, like the ones that are the same size of the ones that I have. So like these are the two ones that I have. So like this is one that I got in Mexico, and this is one that I got in the medieval fair last year because it just reminded me of like Pirates of the Caribbean, like Davy Jones. So yeah, I love him, and I wanted like another one sort of this size, but all the ones that were like this size, none of them was really like calling to me. None of them was like really, pretty like these ones. Although I think some people will not say they're pretty, but I think they're really pretty. So I was like giving up. I was literally like on the way, like out of the place where they sell these kind of things. But then I found a like smaller one that is not just a skull, but I think it was really pretty, so I got it. And it has like books, so perfect. And it has like flowers and like not a full skull, it has like the top half of a skull, and then a crow, raven. It's like a crow and the raven, the same bird. I don't know, but yeah, I really like it. It has two pretty books and has like cool details on the spine and has like flowers and like the bird's eyes. They're like blue, and yeah, I think it's really pretty, so I'm still very happy with it. And like before we went to that area to buy like that and to go up to the castle, we were having dinner, and basically like they will give you like the plates and like mugs or cups or whatever, and like you pay, like when you get the food you pay for the food, and you also pay for like the plates and mugs and cups, and then when you give like the plates and mugs and cups back, they give you the money back. So like you can either like keep the things to yourself, or you can like give them back and get your money back. But so like we gave everything back except one mug because I really wanted a mug. So I also got a mug. It's very rustic. It's very like imperfect, but I really wanted one of these mugs. It's like very heavy, but I really like it. So yeah, these were my two purchases from the medieval fair, and I'm very happy with both of them. So that was Friday, and then we got home at like almost 1 a.m. So, I just went to sleep a little bit later, and I didn't film anything because it was pretty late and I was very, very tired. And then yesterday we had the like lunch at my mom's cousin's house because it was like his 10th anniversary of like his wedding. So yeah, there were a bunch of people there to celebrate that, and we had a whole pig to eat. So there was a lot of food, and it was all like pork. So yeah, it was a lot of food, and it was very intense. And like I was just sitting the whole day, and so I was just like very tired from doing nothing. But then when I got home, I had so much energy because like I did nothing all day. I was just sitting and eating that I worked out at 11 p.m. as a normal person does, you know? So yeah, that happened. And then like I went to have a shower. I mean, I worked out from like 11:20 to midnight. Not at 11, it's like 11:20 to midnight. And then I went to have a shower. And when I got out of the shower, my mom went to sleep. So I couldn't film again because my mom was asleep. Because like we got home at 11. So literally like the whole day, I was just sitting and eating. So yeah, I also didn't have time to read. And I read like 30 pages maybe because I did take my book, not like my physical book. I did take my e-reader, and I did get the ebook to read there, like at the gathering. But there was like so much noise, so many people talking, and so many children screaming that I couldn't really focus. So I read like 30 pages and that was that. And then today we had the other family lunch with like the other side of the family. Like yesterday was with like part of my mom's side of the family, and like today was with my dad's side of the family. And it was like a picnic, and we got there very late, so that was a start. And then we stayed there until like 7-ish. And then we went to my grandma's house, like my mom's mom, because obviously she was not there because it wasn't that side of the family. So we went to her house for a little bit, and then we got back into the house. I actually went on a run, a very short run, because I was once again tired from doing nothing. And then we had dinner, and now I'm here, and it's 11 again, and I have not read a single page today. So yeah, that's all that has happened, I think. And I do still want to read a bit tonight. Like I'm craving reading, even though like I'm still not loving this book. It's still very just okay. I'm definitely not disliking it, but I'm also not like obsessed with it. So maybe like if I was obsessed with it, even like without having much time, I would have read more because I would have been more, interested in reading it. But yeah, I still do want to hopefully make some progress tonight because I haven't read a single page today, and I've barely read in the last few days. So hopefully I will still read some of it. And yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow, obviously, to wrap up this vlog, and we will see if I did read or not. Like, honestly, I would love to get to the end of day 2, but I think that is quite a lot. Actually, wait, it's not too bad. It's like almost 50 pages. It's a bit under 50 pages. It's like this. So, like, I could easily read this tonight, easily. I could. I can. I hopefully will. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I will at least be this much into the book when I tell to you. But yeah, I think that is everything that I had to tell you, because literally I can't update anything in terms of reading without spoiling. And I think what I told you is all that I have done, which is quite a lot, especially for someone that is very antisocial like me. So yeah, that's been a lot. That's been a lot of socialization, which I'm not used to and not prepared for. But I mean, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely fun. But I'm also exhausted from all of this. So yeah, that's all for now, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, so it is the next day, it's Monday. I'm here to wrap up the vlog, and as you must have seen in my b-roll, I did make it to the, like, where I wanted to get, which was the end of, like, day 2 or part 2, I guess. So, yeah, I read, like, I think it was 48 pages. So that wasn't much, but keeping in mind it was already very late and I was very tired, it was, an achievement. It was where I wanted to get to. So I'm happy that I got there last night. And yeah, I don't really have anything to tell you because I talked to you like 12 hours ago. So, but yeah, I made it to page 388. And I am still like liking it, but I'm still not loving it. Although, like, in this last part that I read last night, I don't know if it's because I was like more excited to read or if it was really more exciting, but there were a few things that were happening that was like, okay, this is actually pretty exciting. So, things might be getting better, might be getting more interesting for me. So, that's positive. I'm very excited to keep going. But yeah, I made it to where I wanted to get to last night. Obviously, like, my goal when I started the week was to read this whole book, which obviously did not happen. I am like 60-ish% in, a little over 60,
but less than 2/3. So yeah, that's it. And like I did not read much this week. I just finished The Bewitching and I started The Heroes, and that was 612 pages, which like is not terrible, obviously. It's not even bad. It's just less than I usually read. So like I obviously wanted to read more. I wanted to read, around my average, but also like I had so many like socializing plans this week. I had like so many like full days almost that I was like out of the house and I did not have time to read at all. So it's fine. It's okay. Like I said, obviously I wanted to have read more, but it's fine. And I did really like The Bewitching, and I'm also enjoying this one. And like the last part that I read was maybe the part that I enjoyed the most. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited to keep going. And I did have a lot of fun this week. So that also obviously counts. And yeah, that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!